Hi, my name is Carolina, and today I will be doing an ecocritical analysis to the movie Alia. The movie was directed by Jonathan Halpert and it was released on January 8th of 2019. And it was about the destruction of the Earth's composition we live in. Who is Sam? Sam is the daughter of a well-known scientist who insisted on the idea that humans needed to stay on Earth despite the toxic atmosphere and the dangers that this involved. Uh, why did Sam stay on Earth? Sam stayed on Earth because she believed on her father so much so that even when he died, she continued his work and his investigations. Now it's time for a fun fact related to the movie. Earth was already going to destroy itself naturally. I know this is quite a shocking statement, but global warming was a natural process even before uh, the impact of human on Earth. Uh, but it is clear that we accelerated the process of global warming. This means there is not such thing as saving Earth, since Earth was already going to destroy itself naturally. Actually, the movie begins by Sam blaming humanity for destroying Earth, which is in part true, in part false. Sam used four tools to solve the issue of the destruction of the Earth's composition. And the first one is bees. She is really faithful towards the idea of bees cleaning the air through pollination. Pollination of oxygen producing plants uh, was really a viable option uh, by adding clean air or clean oxygen to the atmosphere. Uh, and in the route of pollination, bees are actually the best option because according to the University of Bristol in 2015, bees, and I quote, top the chart for pollination success, end quote. We can really see Sam's faith when the storm washes out all the bees. When this happens, Sam decides she wants to leave Earth despite all the sacrifices she made and despite all the years she stayed. So if she no longer had bees, she no longer wanted to stay on Earth. She really had a lot of faith on bees. And right here we see a clip of Mika telling Sam he decided he's taking her to Exodus, even though she's not gonna like it. But for the surprise of all of us, she does not argue. She just agreed. And not only does she agree, but she asks, when do we leave? Uh, Sam was very decided about the possibility of plants cleaning the air actually working. This is why she wanted bees on the first place. She wanted the pollination of oxygen producing plants. Sam had a greenhouse where she kept all the oxygen captive. Uh, and she was so decided plants could really clean the air that everywhere where she had any plant, she just didn't use the mask because she was really decided that plants could really clean the air. So she really trusted that. Uh, Actually, the NASA refers a lot to ISRU, which stands for uh, in situ resource utilization, and this means, and I quote, using local resources uh, on extraterrestrial bodies to support human and robotic operations on the surface. Uh, so, end of quote. This usually consists on the colonization using oxygen-producing plants, among other things we already have in Earth. Uh, so Sam is seeking recolonization of Earth uh, using oxygen-producing plants, but later on she know that this became no longer an option because since the storm washed out all the bees, uh, it was impossible uh, uh, pollination of these oxygen producing plants in big amounts because now the only pollination that can occur is her doing it by hand, and that is not a viable option for the recolonization of Earth. Right here, she's really clear that without bees, the only option is using the hand. She's really clear. Sam was very optimistic with experimentation, helping her find a solution to be able to breathe under the new Earth's composition. Sam really thought she could make a new variant of honeybees right here. She was really, really optimistic in regards of experimentation. We can also see how optimistic she was with Lucy. Lucy was a pig which served as an experiment. Uh, Experiments like Lucy helped to improve the data and make viable solutions. Uh, According to the Encyclopedia of Stanford, uh, experiments test theories and provide the basis for scientific knowledge. End quote. So by this, I want to take that she was really confident when she starts doing experiments and she starts testing new things and returning back to Lucy. Uh, she has Lucy, and we have it right here. Lucy, they injected toxic substance into Lucy, and Lucy eventually died. But she remained optimistic, and she focused on the time she lived and ignored the fact that Lucy died uh, and that the experimentation was not a success. It just worked for a short period of time. Uh, And so she was very optimistic, and she believed so in that, so much in that she even injected herself the toxic substances they were injecting into Lucy. And she even says Lucy gave her hope. She was really optimistic when it came to experimentations, and she really used experimentations to uh, help her breathe under the new Earth's composition. Um, so we have here that she does three things that show us how determined she was to create immunity uh, from their composition. The first thing she does is she ingest, as I said, the toxic substances, despite of the pain and the possible risk this could cause her. And she do this because, and I will quote, uh, according to Better Health, uh, the immune system keeps a record of every microbe it has ever defeated, uh, known as memory cells. This means it can recognize and destroy the microbe quickly before it can multiply and make you feel sick. Uh, that's why by injecting the problem, she can adapt to the problem because our immunity system keeps a record of uh, everything it has defeated. So that's the first thing she do. Uh, Adaptation is when a species or organism undergoes a change and modify either its behavior or its biological structure. But adaptations are often seen and improved across generations when mutations can actually occur. Uh, this could be an explanation of why Sam uh, told Mika when he refused to have sex with her, "We have to." And here I have the clip. She's the one that sets the music. She's the one that approached him. And here she goes. We have to. And this led uh, eventually to her having a kid. Um, Lastly, Sam shows how determined she is by willing to actually take off her mask in a really toxic area. Uh, and her intentions weren't to kill herself, but was to determine she was too determined to make immunity work, and she needed to test it. So here we have the clip of her actually taking off the mask, and we can really see here that she wasn't trying to kill herself. So we see that she actually created immunity uh, towards the Earth's composition. In conclusion, the all of the tools some uses to survive in Earth are really important on our day-to-day life. Because, for example, we really need bees for oxygen and plants for oxygen. So plants and bees go hand by hand. We really need experimentation because without experimentation, we would know nothing about the basis of science. We wouldn't even know that there's a drastic uh, climate change. And also, immunity is something really helpful for everything because obviously, if you create immunity towards something, uh, you improve. So we really need to improve to keep surviving as these changes Earth is going through. So all of these tools help maximize our time on Earth. And since we really don't have another place to live yet, we have to make this work uh, as long as we can. So this is really important. We have to all uh, put our grain of sand and help the planet last as long as it can. And thank you for your attention. Uh, these are my references. And now I end up the video and I want to say something. El video llegó a los 15 minutos en el anterior y tuve que empezar otro video, por eso se salto así. Mi trabajo está sin editar. Si se ve alguna pausa es porque le di pausa a la grabación como tal, pero no he cortado nada. Cuando me equivoqué y así siguió la grabación hasta que se acabaron los 15 minutos. No sé cómo editar mi video, no creo que tenga el tiempo para hacerlo ni las herramientas porque la computadora realmente no está hecha para eso y este es mi primer año con una computadora. No sé editar el video, así que disculpe si me trabé en algún momento. Y nada, gracias por la atención. Bye.